Ever felt like life's got you in a chokehold? Discover how to break free from the grip of pain and find peace in the wisdom of Epictetus. This isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving. Tune in as we unravel the profound philosophy that transforms struggles into strength. At gunpoint, our very sense of well-being teeters when we cling to the fickle, unreliable outside world. About 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosopher Epictetus noted that people burden themselves by caring about too many things, dragging themselves down. His remedy, however, isn't to stop caring altogether, but to prioritize caring about the right things and releasing attachment to what doesn't matter. Epictetus defines what matters and what doesn't based on our reality as reasonable beings in a constantly changing environment. This reality, Epictetus clarifies through the core principle of his philosophy, the dichotomy of control. Some things are within our control while others are not. By focusing on what's within our control, we empower ourselves. Neglecting these aspects and fixating on what's beyond our control, however, leaves us vulnerable. Clinging to what we can't influence predisposes us to a life of suffering. But what exactly are these things we cling to, and why is it beneficial to release them? This video delves into Epictetus's philosophy, examining what we should prioritize according to him to attain happiness and contentment, and what we should relinquish, and how to do so. Epictetus's philosophy primarily stems from two works, Discourses and Enchiridion, which compile his teachings transcribed by his student Arion. Ancient texts carry profound wisdom, offering guidance on how to attain contentment and inner peace while fortifying our minds against the challenges life presents. Epictetus, in the initial chapter of Discourses, stresses the idea that external circumstances possess the power to harm us only if we allow them to, primarily through our attachment to them. To illustrate this point, he employs the example of exile, asserting that one can face it with a smile and maintain a cheerful and serene demeanor if they refrain from clinging to notions of tragedy or possessions left behind. While acknowledging that the prospect of exile lies beyond our control, he emphasizes that our attitude towards it is entirely within our grasp. By directing our focus towards what we can control and relinquishing attachment to what we cannot, external forces lose their ability to inflict harm upon us. This dichotomy is further expounded upon in the Enchiridion, where Epictetus distinguishes between what falls within our realm of control, such as opinions, pursuits, and desires, and what lies beyond it, including the body, property, and reputation. Fundamentally, while external circumstances remain beyond our influence, our responses to them are firmly within our control. Therefore, although we may not dictate the events of the external world, we retain agency over our reactions to them. Epictetus advocates for leading a virtuous life in harmony with nature, asserting that this pursuit is entirely within our control and should serve as the primary focus for Stoics. Encouraging us to avoid holding on to what we can't control, he emphasizes their fickleness, weakness, and unreliability. The outside world's enchanting pleasures, sweet yet insatiable, often capture our interest. We desire what it offers, cling to anything that pleases our minds and senses. But losing what we cling to brings pain. Unfortunately, our gains and losses are dictated by fortune. If our happiness depends on uncontrollable things, fortune dictates our emotions. Therefore, it's crucial to cease clinging to what we can't control to foster a stable sense of well-being. Epictetus offers situations and methods to achieve this, highlighting the power of our reasoning and devaluing external things. This video structures these ideas differently for usability, drawing from Epictetus's teachings beyond the Enchiridion's first chapter. It distills three categories of things stoically advised to stop clinging to. Firstly, objects, people, and power. It's human nature not only to become attached to those we associate with, but also to objects. We often mistake attachment, with its possessive elements, for love. Enjoying someone's presence deeply, we suffer agony when they leave. What's even more tragic is suffering loss in our imagination before it even happens. Clinging implies continual hurt from resisting an inevitable separation. At times, the fear of loss or abandonment morphs into an all-consuming obsession, dictating our every move as we strive to stave off any hint of separation. A similar dynamic unfolds with power. Echoing the insights of the ancient Greek philosopher Epictetus, we recognize power's insatiable nature. Its acquisition inevitably fuels a voracious appetite for more. Throughout history, individuals corrupted by power have sown seeds of misery, driven by an unwillingness to relinquish control and a relentless pursuit of greater influence, perpetuating a cycle of stress and discontent. Yet the paradox of power lies in its illusion of control. Despite the facade, power eludes our grasp. Subject to the whims of circumstance, capable of being bestowed or revoked at any moment. In our futile attempts to defy the impermanence of existence, we unwittingly align ourselves with folly. Embracing the Stoic philosophy of living in harmony with nature necessitates embracing transience. Epictetus, in his timeless wisdom, offers a simple yet profound metaphor. Life is a grand banquet. In this metaphorical feast, we are advised to approach each offering with moderation, accepting what is presented to us, letting go of what passes us by, and patiently awaiting what is yet to come. This approach extends beyond material possessions to encompass relationships, societal roles, and worldly wealth. By embodying this mindset, we not only become worthy participants in the divine feasts, but also inheritors of the celestial kingdom, symbolizing a harmonious existence in accordance with the natural order. Epictetus, in his quest to fortify us against the anguish of loss, implores us to reframe our perceptions of the objects of our affection. By cultivating a mindset of detachment and acceptance, we transcend the ephemeral and embrace the eternal essence of existence. Instead of believing we own something or deserve it, we could see all we have as borrowed. As Epictetus said, "Don't say I lost it, but rather, I returned it." Your child or spouse passed away. They returned. Lost your possessions? They too returned. It matters not who takes them back. We should care for what's given to us, but not claim it as ours, much like travelers view a hotel. Epictetus's perspective aligns with reality. We truly possess only our ability to reason. If we owned everything else, we couldn't lose them. So, considering everything borrowed makes more sense, as we must return what isn't ours. Clinging to borrowed things brings pain. Thus, it's fine to have and enjoy things as long as we can let go when needed. Stop fixating on others' opinions. Many obsess over being liked, but why? In today's world, not being liked isn't life-threatening as it was in ancient tribes. Yet, being liked has perks. It helps in making friends, finding partners, or getting hired. But according to Epictetus, these external validations are less important than our peace of mind. He advises against grieving over uninvited party invitations, especially if we don't fancy the host. Being invited to a party comes with a cost, praise, and attendance. If we're not willing to invest time and energy socializing with someone, we shouldn't be surprised if we're not invited to their party. We can't have it both ways. Not getting invited means missing out on the party's joys, but we gain something too. The choice not to praise someone we dislike and not to tolerate behavior we find disagreeable. That's a decent reward, isn't it? But seeking approval constantly is tiring. Praising people we don't genuinely admire and attending social events we'd rather skip. What's the point? It's not for peace of mind, which we can't achieve if we're always worried about others' opinions. Epictetus even said we should be willing to endure mockery and disdain if it means having peace, freedom, and tranquility. We should be okay with being seen as foolish. When someone speaks poorly of us, we might say, "They don't know everything about me. Otherwise, they wouldn't have mentioned just these faults." Ultimately, we can't control others' opinions, but we can control how much they affect us. Do we hold on to those opinions, letting them guide us? Or do we take what lessons we can from them before letting them fade into the past? It's about handling our ability to form opinions about opinions skillfully. As the saying goes, it's not the person who insults us, but the idea that sees those words or actions as insulting. So, when someone provokes us, it's really our own interpretation that's provoking us. Clinging to outcomes and ideas must stop. The universe is mercilessly subjecting us. Every time we try to control it, we fail. Trying to change what is only leads to a futile battle. Yet people often obsess over what should happen now, what should have happened in the past, and what should happen in the future. The more they resist, the more life hurts. Epictetus teaches us about servant treatment. While a servant is expected to obey, Epictetus suggests that they're important enough that they should have the power not to always obey. People will be people, not always behaving as we desire. Now, what's more important? A good servant or a happy master? We can't have both. Accepting that a servant won't always act as desired is the price for peace of mind. This example can be applied to anything. We can't expect the world to be harmless. Silencing offensive people won't change the fact that someone will always offend someone else as long as we're human. An offensive-free world involving humans is unrealistic. Forcing this ideal on others likely does more harm than good. A better approach is to be kinder ourselves, something we can control. Others may or may not follow, but that's beyond our control. Epictetus stresses that we can't control the world but can control our attitude toward it. Someone may insult us, but they can't control our thoughts or feelings. They may take our possessions, but they can't dictate our emotional response. Our spouses may betray us, but it's up to us how much it affects us. The world's ups and downs aren't in our hands. If we cling to them, we lose. But if we accept them and focus on living well despite life's uncertainties, we win. Thank you for watching.